times. A man I worked closely with to kill Yucca Mountain. Someone I'm going to continue to work with every day to get Nevadans back to work. Someone who loves this state and loves Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
The less you find out as you go, I knew much more than I do now. Neon heart day glow eyes, the city lit by fireflies. They're advertising in the skies for people like us.
Hello, Vegas! It is good to be back in Vegas. It is good to be back in Nevada. Oh, I am fired up. Are you fired up? There are a couple of folks that I want to make mention of. First of all, Congresswoman Shelley Berkeley is in the house. An outstanding freshman Congresswoman, Dina Titus, is here. Senate Majority Leader Stephen Horsford is in the House. Former Governor Bob Miller is here. My dear friend, my senator from Illinois, Dick Durbin, is here to help his partner, Harry Reid. And I want to say to all the folks from Orris School, thank you so much for your hospitality, and thanks to Principal George Levins. Thank you. I am happy to see all of you. And I have to say, for some reason, whenever I'm coming to Vegas, suddenly a whole bunch of folks on my staff want to come with me. I don't know. Suddenly there are no seats on Air Force One. It's all crowded. So I've already told them they've got to behave themselves a little bit while they're here. But the main reason I'm here, the main reason I need you fired up, is because in just 11 days, you have the chance to set the direction of this state and this country, not just for the next 5 years, not just for the next 10 years, but for the next several decades. And if I'm going to be able to help middle-class families all across this country live out their dreams, then I want to have a partner in the United States Senate named Harry Reid. You know, Harry's not the flashiest guy, let's face it. You know, Harry kind of speaks in a very soft voice. He doesn't move real quick. He doesn't get up and make, big stem-winding speeches. But Harry Reid does the right thing. Harry Reid has never forgotten what it's like to grow up in Searchlight, Nevada. Got a Searchlight folk right here. He knows what it's like to be poor. He knows what it's like to work hard. He knows what it's like sometimes to hit some bumps in the road, to hit some obstacles, to have to overcome some stuff, that things don't always work out perfectly. But because of that, because he remembers where he came from, it means that he thinks every single day about how am I going to give the folks in Nevada a better shot at life. And so I want everybody here to understand what's at stake. I appreciate everybody saying Obama, but I want everybody to say Harry, 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 Harry. That's right. I need partners like Harry, and I need partners like Dina Titus. And I need partners like Shelley Berkeley. Look, but it all depends on you. Just like you did in 2008. You can defy the conventional wisdom. The wisdom that said you can't overcome cynicism in politics. The wisdom that says the special interests always win. The wisdom that says somehow the folks with the big money who are running the most negative ads, somehow they're always going to be successful. The wisdom that says we can't tackle big challenges in America anymore. In 11 days, you can say to them, you may think, no, we can't. We think, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Sí se puede. There is no doubt that this is going to be a difficult election. And that's because we've been through an incredibly difficult time as a nation. And nobody's been hit harder than Nevada. But keep in mind, things were tough even before the financial crisis hit. Between 2001 and 2009, average middle-class families in America lost 5% of income when the Republicans were in charge. We had the slowest job growth since World War II when the Republicans were in charge. You saw your health care costs go up. You saw the cost of a college education go up. Too many jobs being shipped overseas. Too many folks working 2, 3 jobs and still barely making ends meet. And all this culminated in the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. So we know the results of the Republican philosophy when it comes to the economy. It's no secret. Basically, their theory was you cut taxes for millionaires and billionaires, you cut regulations for Wall Street and other special interests, and then you cut middle-class families loose to fend for themselves. That was their theory. And what happened was, before I took office, we had already lost 4 million jobs all across this country. A bunch of them were right here in Nevada. The first month that I was sworn in, we lost 750,000 jobs. Month after that, 600,000. The month after that, 600,000. We lost almost 8 million jobs before my policies, Harry Reid's policies, were put into effect. And so our hope was that because we were in crisis, that we could come together, both parties, put politics aside, and deal with this once-in-a-generation challenge. I wanted to move beyond the bickering and the game playing and the partisanship that had dominated Washington for so long. Because although we are proud to be Democrats, we are prouder to be Americans. I know there are a whole bunch of Republicans out there who felt the same way. But the Republican leaders in Washington, They made a different decision. Here's the thing. They realized what a big mess they had made. They said, boy, we screwed up so bad, it is going to take a really long time to recover those 8 million jobs that are lost. It's going to take a long time before the housing market fully recovers. So our best bet, instead of trying to help Obama and Harry Reid to solve problems, we're going to stand on the sidelines, sit on our hands, and basically just say no to everything. Their theory was people will forget that we were the ones who caused all this stuff, and we'll be able to blame them, and people will be so angry and frustrated that we'll be able to ride this anger all the way to the ballot box. That was their theory. In other words, they are basically betting on all of you having amnesia. They're basically they're banking on the fact that you might forget who got us in this mess in the first place. So let me tell you, Las Vegas, you have not forgotten. I have not forgotten. We are not going to buy what they are selling. That is the choice we've got in this election. We've got a choice between the policies that got us into this mess and the policies that are helping to get us out of this mess. It's a choice between the past and the future, between falling backwards and moving forward, a choice between hope and fear. I don't know about you, but I want to move forward. You know, the chair of the Republican campaign committee was asked, what would you do if you win back the Congress? And he said, we're going to do the exact same thing, pursue the exact same agenda as before we took office. Now think about this. Their policies resulted in the worst economic crisis since the 1930s, and they want to go back to that exact same set of policies. Does that make any sense to you? I mean, it'd be one thing if they had kind of gone away and gone off into the desert. You know, there's some desert here. They could have gone off into the desert. They could have meditated and thought about, boy, how did we screw up so bad? And they felt bad about it. And then they came back and they had some new ideas and they wanted to cooperate with us. But that's not what happened. They want to do the exact same things they did before. And it's not as if we didn't try them. We tried them for 8 years and it didn't work. So why would we buy that snake oil now? We're not going to. Look, this is, imagine that the economy is a car and the Republicans drove this car into a ditch. And it was a really deep ditch. And somehow they were able to walk away from the accident, from the scene of the crime, but they left the car down in the ditch. So me and Harry and Dina and Shelley, we put on our boots and we went down into the ditch. We had to rappel down. It was so deep down there. And when we got down there, it was muddy and dirty and it was hot. We're sweating. There are bugs everywhere. But we had to make sure we get that car out of the ditch, so we start pushing, and we're pushing, and we're pushing. And every once in a while, we'd look up, and lo and behold, up on the hill there's the Republicans. They're just standing there, sipping on a Slurpee, fanning themselves. And we'd say, why don't you come down and help? And they'd say, no, and then they'd kick some more dirt down into the ditch. But that's okay. We kept on pushing. We kept on pushing. Finally, we get this car up on level ground. Finally, we get it out of the ditch. Now, the car is banged up. It's banged up. It's got a bunch of dents. It's got to go to the body shop. It needs a tune-up. But it's pointed in the right direction. The engine is still turning.